prepping for this weekend's game, and then you guys can ask questions.
Yeah, we had a really good 2 days of practice just to focus on ourselves and really work on some stuff that we need to improve on just within, no matter who our opponent is coming up next. So we've had a good couple days to work on a lot of stuff offensively, sharpen up some flow issues, and then get a ton of shots up. So that's been nice to have a couple days at the beginning of this week to really just focus on ourselves before we start to prep for TCU. So today will be our first day of official prep for TCU and talking to the team and prepping them for what to expect, what they're going to see, and the type of team that we're facing on Saturday. So we're excited for the opportunity. A really, really good chance for our players to get out there and see some high-level basketball with a nationally ranked team and where we aspire to be. And I couldn't be more excited for him for the opportunity for 40 minutes.
As far as your bigs, I mean, Silva's kind of a different kind of big than you would face, even within your team. So what does she do that's special? What do your bigs need to do?
Yeah. Can you give me her number? I'm a numbers. She's a 6'7" kid?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. No, she's really good. She's really good at pick and roll situations. She's really, really good playing off of Miles, and those two have a really good dynamic with one another. So she's really good at hitting that, the dump down roll. She's really good at posting back to the basket when she feels like she has a mismatch. She can run the floor well. She rebounds it extremely well on the offensive glass, getting over 3 a game. So I think she's just a really well-rounded post player, which we've seen a lot of well-rounded post players so far in our league that have been maybe 6'2", 6'3", 6'4". We haven't seen one that's 6'7". So I'm excited for the opportunity and the challenge and get a Chol some minutes in this game and get some size on size. But she's a really good player, and like I said, we've seen some players with similar skill sets to her, but just not quite as long and as big with the length that she has.
Daniah, for you, going up against these big players, what do you have to do, and what are you working on to be more effective against them?
I would say just be more physical and be more consistent. Like, I don't back down from any challenges, so if anything, I'm just going to walk to the game and be blessed that I even have this opportunity to go against a ranked team. So I'm just going to go out there and just play and do me and just try my best to stay on the floor.
And, I mean, as far as staying on the floor, what do you have to do to do that?
Just stay consistent, like these past couple of games, Nora has been doing, just executing the game plan a little bit better. So she's doing what she's supposed to do. I can't do nothing wrong. I can't, say anything about that. So, I'm just going to be ready for my number to get called, but just execute the game plan at a high level.
So, Coach, you talked about how different the practices were in terms of focusing on yourself. Was that kind of result of last Saturday, or just kind of result, just how it ended up going?
Sorry, what was the...
Is it kind of like, was that, did you change how you practiced, or was it just kind of that way?
No, it's just within season. You have very little time to work on yourself. You get a lot of that in the summer and the preseason, and there's a lot of time in between games in the non-conference usually, 3, 4, 5 days, whereas you hit Big 12 play, you're playing every 2 days, right? Usually with an off day in between your sets of 2 games. So very rare you get a chance to have 2 days to work on your offense and get a ton of shots up together. They're doing it outside, obviously, of practice, but it was a real luxury for us to just really focus on the offensive end because, we're holding teams to enough points to be able to win basketball games defensively. We got to find a way to put the ball in the hole with our skill set and in the things that we do well and the things that we have deficiencies in, and just get a little bit more creative, which I think that we have. So it's been a really good couple of days for us.
Daniah, off the court, we saw you singing. When did you start singing? How'd that come about that you did the national anthem for gym?
I've always been a singer, but I didn't really start stepping out of my shell until I got to college. Just knowing that anything I'm going to do, my teammates and the coaching staff to come up there and support me. So it's like why not? I have a great support system here, so I'm just I might as well just throw myself out there. And they all came and supported me. I'm over here looking at them like I'm nervous. They was like, "No, D, you got it." So it just felt good when they had my back. It was nice.
And I know in high school you got that award for overcoming obstacles. What went into that?
What'd you say, ma'am? I'm sorry.
There was an award I read about overcoming obstacles in your life. What was that, and how'd that come about?
You're probably talking about okay, yep, yes, ma'am. So that was I was actually surprised I even got nominated for that. As far as like obstacles, I guess like when I was talking about my backstory, like, you know, how it's always been just my mom and like, you know, my 3 siblings and how, you know, they gave up sports to get jobs in order for me to play AAU. So like in obstacles, I would just say just that, just like always finding a way to get things done. Like we never had no excuses, you know what I mean? Like we always found a way to get it done. Like my mom was working 3 jobs as she was taking me to basketball practice, and my sisters were going to high school. I had my little sister in elementary, so it was hectic, but like we just always found a way to get it done. So that's why just no excuses. But as far as that, that's the obstacles that I had to face. But I'm blessed because it shaped me to the woman I am today.
What did you see in her in regard to that, Becky, when you were recruiting her?
I mean, I've had a chance to spend, you know, a good amount of time with her mom and a couple of her siblings, just with her visit to Buffalo and her visit here to Arizona. But Daniah is we talk like about gratitude a lot as far as just being grateful for the opportunity to be here. She would have been grateful for the opportunity to go play Division V somewhere, you know, to get an education, to be poured into by a coaching staff and teammates in a family environment. And again, I think her family, her mom, her siblings, you know, her support staff or her support system really knew that she had a future doing this, you know. So it's really, really cool to see sacrifices within a family for somebody that has such a bright future in a sport, and that's going to set them up for the rest of their life for success. And so I've just seen exactly what she's saying, like a family that sacrificed for one another and, you know, put things to the side to get her to where she is today. But Daniah plays and practices like she's grateful to be here, and like this is an opportunity that she doesn't want to let slip away, and like this is something that can change her life, and it's going to, and I think it already has. So you're just always really thankful to coach players that are happy to be here, that want to be here, that work their butts off every day to make sure they're holding up their end of the bargain, and that's her opportunity to be here at Arizona. So it's really, really cool. She doesn't complain. She's coachable. I coach this kid harder than anybody else, and she just comes every day with a smile on her face and just takes it. So that's the type of worker she is, and I'm really excited about her future.
Seeing her do things off the court, you know, like singing, coming out of her shell in front of a lot of people. As a coach, what do you feel about that?
Oh, it's amazing. Like, she's one of the most hilarious, like, she's so funny. Her and I have this really, like, funny banter, and, you know, she's just, like, an incredible human being. You want, when you're building a program, to have great people in your locker room of phenomenal character and core values and morals and work ethic, and that's everything that she is. So it's just been fun to get to know her, you know, when she comes to the house, when we have team stuff at the house, or when we get off the court, and just get to see her personality come out, you know, and you get her, Chol, and Tanny together. I mean, it's a mess, but just a great person. Here's the thing. I have not had to deal with, like, drama with this group. As I'm so thankful for these young women, just for who they are. Yeah, would we love to have a few more wins on the board, and could we easily have a couple more right now? Yes. But, you know, big picture perspective, we have a healthy locker room. We have a healthy dynamic. We have a very, very just, I think, good group of young women, and that's what you want to start with at the end of the day. So.
We didn't go too much into Mickey. What happened with her, and what's prognosis, all that kind of stuff right now?
Yeah, obviously just injured her wrist, unfortunately, and we're kind of just still waiting on a firm time frame. I don't think anything is solidified right now. But yeah, like, again, this week was so important for practice too, just to have some more practices without Mickey. You know, like, UCF was our first game without her, still trying to navigate, you know, 24 hours earlier, the news, you know, so it's, you know, something that we're still working through. I would choose any day of the week to have Mickey versus not having her. But there's nothing, I think, set in stone as far as return. I think it's all just going to be kind of play it by ear, see how she's doing, see how she's feeling, see how she's healing. But that's obviously way above my pay grade, so I just listen to what they tell me. And when she's back, we'll be ready to have her back for sure. But it's been an adjustment for us. You know, that's your leading scorer, quote unquote, one of your best players. And it's been an adjustment, but what an opportunity for some other people to step up. What an opportunity for us to go get a couple wins without her when there's not one person outside this building that thinks that's going to happen, you know? So it's like, it's a cool kind of backs against the wall, even more underdogs than we already were, to go steal a couple. And I think we've got a great mindset about it.
Oh, go ahead.
So Daniah, when you sign with the team, or you commit to a team, and the coach goes to a different school, what's that process like for you when you're thinking about your kind of reopening recruiting, or decide you still want to stay at that school? What was that process like?
Oh, so I mean, I remember like it happened yesterday. I remember Coach Burke ended up calling me, and like me and my godmom, Amber Gray, like we always talked about like Coach Burke. Like we had a feeling she wasn't gonna be at Buffalo for long. The way how she coaches, like she had to be somewhere, like like somewhere like this. So I remember she ended up calling me, and she was like, hey, like I'm gonna be leaving, and I'm like, I was excited for her because I mean, like you want to play for a coach like that, and just to know that she's going to a higher level, that's something like. It doesn't really happen a lot. So when she ended up calling me, it was like do you want to be a Wildcat? Like, I remember being like in a room with my godmom. I was like, do I want to be a Wildcat? Like, yes, I want to be a Wildcat. So, I mean, I had a couple of schools reached out to me, but Coach Burke was in the back of my mind. I'm just like, Coach Burke, you need to let me know and call me. Please call me. And when I thought that, she ended up calling my phone and asked me. And it was one of the probably like top 5 best moments of my life, not going to lie. So that's how my process ended up going, and that's how I went about it.
And talking about injuries, I mean, we've seen some big ones, Iowa State lost after losing Addie Brown. Cincinnati lost Dee Alexander for a long time. So what goes into keeping a team healthy?
Yeah, I mean, there's a little bit of luck. There's a lot of like prayers. I mean, like it's sometimes you just get the injury bug. You can't do anything about it, it's unfortunate. But, I think obviously just strength and conditioning, athletic training, like we have the highest level people here that do their job great, Bart and Jim and their crew. So our players are taken care of. Sometimes it's just freak accidents that happen. But, Iowa State's loss of a good player or, Cincinnati who's in year 3 or 4, like sometimes it's a little bit of a different situation, I think, with groups like that. I mean, we're in year 1 with a kid that we made a big investment, with. That's our leading scorer. It's a little bit different. Again, no excuses, but it's a little more magnified for a program like us when you lose your leading scorer in year 1. But again, no excuses. It's just facts, right? It's a little bit more of a hit to a program like us than it would be to an Iowa State, so.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, guys. Thanks, ladies. Be safe.